Oh, right. If you always wondered what was behind me, that's it. Dead Spider-Man. Dead Spider-Man. Hello. Hello, patrons. Yeah, I made that unlisted. Good. We don't want a repeat of it getting out there to all of the regular folks. But it's awesome that the Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey has joined us as a patron. So welcome again. And welcome to all the new patrons. This is the Nerdrotic Nooner just for you. It's a very casual affair. As you can see, I didn't even do my hair. Just back from the gym. And it's a good thing you can't smell through the internets. Yeah. So how's everybody doing? Let me get to the chat. Marks. Hey, Gary. Sorry I couldn't make yesterday's Nooner. I was swamped at work. That's okay. You were very helpful because I used your the link to that Expanse blog, which I'm going to use heavily now. That's the kind of thing I was looking for. I just wasn't looking in the right place, I guess. But we got some huge news today. So as you guys, I posted the Doctor Who ratings video, which I thought it was well edited and everything, but I didn't put it out because it was missing like a hook. It was missing a point, and that landed in my lap this morning. So I'm going to redo the whole thing, put it out in a couple hours, hopefully. I will share it with you guys right here. Uh-oh. Looks like Doctor Who's going to have another gap year. No Series 12 until 2020. And that coupled with the ratings dip, the ratings have dipped to, they're going down to Capaldi levels, and it's really not doing well over here. So I don't know what's up with that. And it's weird. It's going to be a video in defense of Jodie Whittaker. Yes, I am going to be in defense of Jodie Whittaker and how they are treating her, and it's bullshit. So, yeah, it's kind of my spin, but whatever. That's so dumb. A rumor is circulating around the media this week suggesting Doctor Who may face another gap year in Series 11. The source appeared to originate from a newspaper clipping in the Mirror. No online article has been posted at the time of this writing. The report claims that Series 12, which is yet to be officially announced, might not air until 2020 due to filming delays. Now, what it goes on to say is the source of this is somebody on production at Doctor Who, and there might be some delays. And they talked about it having like a 5-year plan, and the 5-year plan might be just to do a Doctor Who season every other year, and that's kind of what they've been doing, so they might as well stick with it. And if ratings hold up, that's not a problem. If they don't, it is. But historically, the ratings, go down when a show goes through a gap year, and I have like 4 shows that I'm going to bring up as examples of having ratings. Westworld being primary example. The ratings were cut in half due to its delay and probably the quality of the show. But yeah, there's other stuff too. There's good stuff. Let's go here. And as far as what we're going to be doing here for the channel, it's going to be more of the same old, same old. I think we might be adding more live streams because they seem to be doing well. So as long as they're doing well, that's great. I don't know about the bummer is I spent a whole day on that Doctor Who video. That's not going to see any life after this because I'm dumping it. But it was good practice. Oh boy, I'm just looking at some of the news articles. And it's just like every day there's a what is the Avengers 4 title? I could give a shit. Just come out with the movie. I'm so tired of people guessing. And if you guys don't go to entertainment websites as much as I do, I'm on there like multiple times every day. And there's always what's the Avengers title? Who's the Avengers title? I don't care. Avengers 4, take my money. That's all I care about. That's all I really care about. Let me get back to the chat real quick. Chris Persia, what's up? I guess I'm second in the chat today. Howdy, Morks. Hail, Gary. Hail, Chris Persia. Yes, that's what this is meant to be—a very intimate affair. A very intimate affair. I'm sure some of our friends are live streaming. Doomcock is doing a live stream later today. I think at like 2. Yeah, so I'll be in there for that if I'm not busy going through comic books. Actually, live streams are great. Under this desk right here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14 short boxes of comics that I need to go through. Oh man. Bummer thing about owning a comic shop is you can't collect, and I just got to sell everything. Got to pay them bills. I'm going to end up selling my car because we have 3. We don't need 3. One is paid for, one is not. Car payments are stupid for the most part, so I'm getting rid of that. Plus, I'm not driving a whole lot now, so Melissa won't let me get a motorcycle, though. I am not allowed to get a motorcycle. Yeah. You know what I'm really surprised nobody's done is the Star Trek Discovery is called Disco now because they don't want to be called STD, and nobody's done a Death Before Disco shirt. Maybe we should do that because that was a thing back in the 70s. I'm old, so. Oh, there's not a whole lot else going on today. Everybody's getting ready for Halloween. I'm going to be an protomolecule infected belter. But I don't know what I'm going to dress up for. We're going to do a Halloween morning nooner. I'm going to dress in costume. I'll probably just be Constantine with a beard. Zack Snyder reveals Justice League's original ending. Oh my God, I'm getting some weird thing in my ears. Oh my God, pop-ups. They're terrible. Okay. Zack Snyder seems to be free of whatever shackles confidential or shackles confidentially that Warner Brothers had him under. The DC Extended Universe architect has recently been very candid and vocal to his fans who are still inquiring about what it could have been with Justice League. Based on everything from speculation to examination of concept art and unused footage from Snyder's early version of the film. Today, Snyder dropped pretty big confirmation of DCU fans, a scene from his ending of Justice League movie, which set up the introduction of even a bigger threat to Earth. This video is in the Justice League Blu-ray extras, which means Zach can talk about it, right? And yeah, so the ending with the team gathered in front of a boom tube seems to sync up with the other details that Snyder has dropped in the last few weeks. Those details hidden from Batman Superman's early references to the mother boxes, as well as subplots in Justice League that established a much bigger foundation of Darkseid's debut, including young Darkseid's role in Ancient Earth's war with Apocalypse, as well as Batman's warning to Darkseid. Batman's warning that Darkseid was returning because Batman's psychic in this. Indeed, there's growing evidence that Snyder's original vision was the 2-part Justice League movie story we heard about so long ago. Snyder clearly had a slow burn build up to Darkseid's DC EU debut, just like overwhelming majority of DC fans have always said they wanted. Darkseid is a much bigger character in the DC Comics universe than fans. Though he had been a climactic reveal of a multi-chapter story. Okay, well, if you examine the scene pictured above, it seems though the moment at the end of Justice League could have indeed been Darkseid's grand debut moment. It seems that the Lord of Apocalypse would have come to Earth to collect his General Steppenwolf after he failed to accomplish his task. Whether or not the task was a generic MacGuffin chase we got in the theatrical version of Justice League, or something that would have played into a larger 2-part storyline, is probably the next big question we want from Snyder to address. While hearing Zack Snyder's revelations about the DCU story arc has been interesting and fun, it's also a frustrating reminder that Warner Brothers truly did shred his vision to pieces and recombined it into a doubly disappointing theatrical cuts of both Batman vs. Superman and Justice League. It also is hard to sustain enthusiasm for the release of Justice League Snyder Cut, as it's becoming clearer and clearer the film would only be part one tease and much of a much larger with a much larger finale. So it's pointless to have, basically. I don't know how many people actually again care. This is like the Star Wars thing. It's like I don't know how many people care about this. I don't. It's just a bummer that people really just didn't. Oh my god! What the hell? I don't want to install that right now. Sorry, Mac wants me to install Mojave. No, every time I install one of their freaking updates, my ScreenFlow stops working. ScreenFlow is my editing. So for Whitaker's series, they end the season with Xmas special, then waiting an additional year for season 12. The BBC really loves the fans. They really don't. They really don't. Now, it probably has a lot to do with how much the show costs. Now, it's not a super expensive show. Moffat, and Moffat didn't complain much about it, but he did pop off a couple of times about the budget and how he wants more monsters. He blames a lot of, he left a lot of red herrings and he blames that on budget. I think it was just his writing, to be honest with you. I think Doctor Who was just a show in its 11th season. And yeah, so they played it really safe. People have been demanding now social media. I don't know how many people have actually been demanding a female doctor, and they got it, but they did it at the safest point. And they ensure that it won't succeed if they keep doing this, which is completely unfair to Jodie Whittaker. Completely unfair to her. So whether you like her or not, it's not cool. It wasn't cool to Capaldi. What they did to Capaldi wasn't good either. They gave him a year break. And then when they came back, when you take a year break, when you come back, your show better be extraordinary, not just one-off episodes. Have a large or overarching story, like map out like the best Dalek invasion you could possibly think of, which honestly they haven't done throughout the entire series. There have been some great Dalek Earth episodes. Russell T Davies probably doing some of the best, but let's finally get that straight up Dalek invasion of Earth with a budget. That would be great. And make the Daleks like freaking evil. Doctor Who is not afraid to kill people. The BBC is not concerned about ratings anymore. They're more concerned about other things. So, it's not my country. So what the hell do I know? I know BBC America is getting it in the shorts because they're on cable packages and people are unplugging at an alarming rate around here to the cable companies. And that's what's causing the streaming wars. So eventually what BBC America is going to have to do is they're going to have to get on with Amazon or Netflix or do something. Now, one of the biggest mistakes Doctor Who ever made was, and I hate to say this, was moving to Amazon. When it was on Netflix, that's what when Doctor Who finally got very popular in America, and it took it being on Netflix. When it was on Netflix and you had the entire modern series there, that made a lot of Doctor Who fans. Problem is you didn't retain them. They didn't retain them here in America. And as much as Doctor Who needs to remain an English show made by, people in the UK, not by Americans, America is now a factor now because it's a revenue stream, and you never want to cut off a revenue stream. So, what's eviler than a robot with a plunger arm screaming exterminate? Nothing, especially what they're going to do with that plunger. And what Russell T Davies did with the plunger was pretty horrific, actually, when they sucked that guy's face off. And yeah, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. So I have been asked a lot about the tribunal. So the tribunal, just to make it clear, the tribunal is going to be something that switches from channel to channel. It's a lot like the High Council. Now, what it's supposed to be is events in pop culture that we put on trial. All right. And it's supposed to be kind it is kind of a kangaroo court. We usually just agree on everything, but it depends on whose channel we're on. They pick the topic. Now, we try very hard and we will continue to not talk about politics. So if it's any topic that like even gets near politics, I won't be a part of it. And Doomcock, I think we're all in agreement on that. All four of us are in agreement on that. So, but it's gonna be when Doomcock has time. He is the engine that controls the tribunal, and yeah. So it's to me, I always envisioned it as like maybe once a month, because Doomcock's got a crazy schedule. Conquering the world and all that shit. So, yeah, that's what it's going to be. The next one's supposed to be on Mead. We don't know when. Whenever it comes up, but it's still around. So trying to think of what else I was been asked a lot of. We're asked a lot about covering just basic television shows, even lesser known ones. So we're going to do a lot of Nerdrotic premieres. Is going to get ramped up big time. We're going to once a show premieres, we're going to try anything pretty much, even if it's on network. The Passage is the one we were asked about. We'll do a first episode on that. Origin, that's going to be from YouTube. That's got Draco Malfoy in it. We're going to try that. Yeah. And if anybody has any questions, just hit me up. Morks the Daleks are the best nemesis, better than the Master. I mean, Missy. Yeah, they're not going to have Master, Daleks, or Cybermen, or anything. Zygons. Yeah, now that's an interesting choice. I wouldn't have done that, but they could be lying too. They could be completely lying, and at the end we get a Dalek or something like that. I'm trying to look for more news here. That's a bummer. George Miller's next project will not be Mad Max. It's a supernatural love story. That's great, but I want Mad Max. Oh, okay, let's go to this one. This is I love this shit. This is ancient. Okay, this is cool. This is cool. This is the kind of stuff we can do on the Patreon Nooner. I am a fan of ancient civilizations. I am a believer. Okay, so I'm a believer in the Atlantis theory, but not like spaceships and weird woo woo. As far as I believe there was a pre-Diluvian civilization that was Stone Age advanced, okay, not like modern age advanced, that was completely wiped out in a cataclysm that we know nothing about. That was possibly the seed of the pyramid builders and all that other stuff. But it was widely considered not too long ago that especially here in America, our ancient history is completely wiped out and unknown. While there's pyramids everywhere in the world, we had mounds. We only started hearing about mounds here in America like maybe 30 years ago. Turns out most of them were wiped out by the settlers. They were burial mounds. It was largely believed that maybe people went back 15,000 years here in the Americas, and there was no human beings on the Americas 15,000 years ago. And when they showed up, they killed all what was called megafauna, which was all the mammoths. And turns out that's not the case. So discovery of ancient spear points in Texas has some archaeologists questioning the history of early Americas. They've already found evidence of people being here almost 100,000 years ago. So archaeologists have discovered two previously unknown forms of spear point technology in the site of Texas. The triangular shapes appear to be older than the projected points produced by the Paleo-American, the Clovis culture, we'll just say. Paleo-American Clovis culture, as an observation that complicated our understanding of how Americas were colonized and by whom. Clovis style spear points begin to appear around 13 to 12,000 years ago, right at the end of the Ice Age, basically. And they were produced by the Paleo American hunter gatherers known as the Clovis people, made from stones. These leaf shaped points featured a shallow concave base with a fluted or flaked base that followed them, that allowed them to be placed on a spear. New research published today in Science Advances describes the discovery of two new spear points at Buttermilk Creek Complex by Deborah L. Friedkin archaeology site, where the date between 13 to 15,000 years ago. Oh, they found stuff older than that. That's not that old. They found a mammoth in San Diego that was that had scrapings on his jaw that were from humans that would go 56,000 years. That's interesting. That's probably just Clovis, though. That's probably just, they think it's pre-Clovis. There's all kinds of evidence of pre-Clovis, though. Come on. As far as the exozone, have you seen Ascension on Netflix? No. Is it good? Let me check it out. Netflix. There we go. Ooh, what's that? Half a century after the 1960s, a U.S. spacecraft is rocked by a murder that threatens to expose secrets about the expedition's true purpose. Ooh, wow. When did that premiere? Interesting. Oh, it was 2014? That's old. I have not seen Ascension. Do you like it? A space arc. That's what they think the arc is. I've been doing all kinds of studying for our next exozone whenever that ever happens. And I'm probably going to do like a little exozone segment, like towards the tail end of the Nooners on the channel. Oh my God. Okay, so I got to find the name of that now. Here we go. Sorry, Interstellar. All right, so Mua, the interstellar asteroid that came through our solar system a few months back. That was nothing they've seen before. I thought it was kind of bullshit, but then I went to a couple of scientific channels, and it did increase speed. It increased speed after it got out of our solar system, when it passed the sun. Now, they said that is possible with a comet when it gets a plume, but there was no plume behind this thing. So the fact that it increased speed is a bit of a trip. And it has scientists even like while they say it's a very small chance, they are not throwing out the theory that it could be alien in origin. Now they repeat like, nah, this is probably natural, but we cannot discount the fact that it's alien in origin, which I think is pretty insane to begin with. This thing is bizarre though. And it's red in color, and apparently all the stuff that comes out from the Oort cloud and like our outer solar system is red. I don't know why. Is it rusting like Mars is? But yeah, and that's what it looks like. At least that's what they think it looks like. They did get some actual like camera evidence of yeah, here it is. That's it right there. That is crazy. What the hell is that? Now, uh, as we talked about on the exozone, we are also entering a dirtier part of space. So we're going to get a lot of shit coming through. It's a space whale. It's a fucking space whale. That's right. They've had space whales in Star Wars Rebels. They've had space whales in Star Trek Discovery, and of course, they have space whales in Doctor Who. Now, space whales in Doctor Who with the entire city of London on its back. That was kind of interesting, but not really. I've got it. I've had Devo in my head all day today. The Teen Titans cartoon is coming back. That is very exciting. The real one. All right, so we got that's not. Oh man, we're getting another SpongeBob movie. It's a Wonderful Sponge. That is great. Apparently, we are still getting a Nightwing movie. Again, something without Batman. They're still making The Purge. I don't know why. Oh my god, I'm just reading about The Gifted. Are you still watching Legends of Tomorrow? I got really bummed about that, how they're dealing with Constantine. Oh my god. Apparently the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina is coming out this weekend, and Mrs. Nerdrotic really wants to cover that. So whip it good. Yeah, no, I've had an uncontrollable urge in my head all day. I was rocking out some Devo at the gym. So yeah, we're going to be covering the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Dennis wants to cover it. I was kind of like, dude, it's not really my cup of tea. Okay, I'm not. It's because it's a rejected CW show, so Netflix might class it up a little bit. The trailers look okay. It's a pretty decent comic book, but it's Archie. So Mrs. Nerdrotic wants to see it, and I'm like, okay. I mean, I'll watch it too, but I seriously had to be talked into that. I mean, we get asked daily to cover magicians, and I no can't do it. I know people like that, but I'll do a yes. I will be doing a Constantine animated review in the next week. I liked it, but I tried to dip in on the first episode of Legends of Tomorrow, and it was all about like who Constantine was like sleeping with, and I'm like, I don't care about superheroes having sex and who they have sex with. I could care less. If it's in like if it's a Peter Parker, Mary Jane, or whatever, if it's got something to do with the relationship that like pretty much sets up the lover getting killed or exposing the superhero being the superhero's weakness or clouding the superhero's mind, great. But otherwise, I don't know. I mean, it's just CW. And if you go back to our early podcast when we were covering Arrow, we're like, God, the great thing about Arrow is it's not CW. It doesn't feel CW at all. Turns out that the showrunner for Arrow left the original one a long time ago. I guess his name was Olsen. He's the one who did Daredevil season 3, which was while he elevated Arrow, he like the more I think about Daredevil season 3, the less I like it. I'll tell you that right now. I described the Flash. Yeah, I did. That's the Flash, and it's Legends of Tomorrow, and it's Supergirl, and it's just like we're gonna go wear a costume for like 2 seconds, and then it's gonna be I'm gonna have a secret, and we're gonna talk about our feelings in hallways, and then they make up, and then they wake up after the sex, and it's like if you're not gonna show the sex, I don't care. I don't care. Um, yeah. Yeah, thanks. All the Legends is about the White Canary's conquests. I'm out. Yeah. Um, that's not how the show started, right? The show was about a time. It was time traveling. It was supposed to be Doctor Who. They were supposed to be going fixing time stuff, and just evolves into this. People don't talk like that. I mean, the dialogue is like it's Whedon speak, right? But it's Whedon speak like dumbed down to the worst possible level, and only Whedon can do Whedon speak. A Flash sex scene would be funny. They could actually show it. It would just that'd be it. You know, we see what's her name all flustered, all whoo, and just Flash over there like smoking a cigarette really fast. uh, and then he just says something like, "Who says fast couldn't be good?" You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Dude. Yeah. So gonna make that Doctor Who video. What the hell? Yeah. I know I'm gonna download this stupid Mojave, and I'm gonna have to buy. Last time I had to download something on Mac, I had to buy a new version of ScreenFlow, which is like the super basic editing program that's just good because it compresses things really fast, and its rendering is amazingly fast. So I can sit there and just move clips around and be done, and I don't have to wait for rendering or anything. By the way, a Discord, this computer right, hang on. This computer right here is dead. That's my Discord computer, and it's dead. So I have to bring my PC back in, and then I'll be back on Discord. So later today, this evening sometime, I'm going to do a Discord chat. So we're going to test that out because that's what I want to do the Hangouts on, kind of. But it depends because I think yeah, it just depends. We got to make sure it's patrons only. So I don't know if maybe I messed that up or something. So if I did, well, then we're gonna have to maybe I'll have to make another server or something. Can I do that? I'll figure it out. But there's a reason. I mean, it's not to be a dick. It's just like we got to give patrons their exclusive rights to us. So if we have to keep it on the Hangouts, we do. Or if I have to, have Dennis make a Discord server, I will. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it would be a bad thing to have two Discords, like one for the channel and one for Patreon. I don't think that'd be too bad. Or you could, I don't know. I don't know how it works. So maybe I can make something that's just patrons and I can figure it out. I could create a channel and lock it. That's what I'll do. So I'll just make, now that I kind of know how, what's up, Rollercat? Now that I know how Discord works a little bit, what I'll do is I will create just a Patreon channel. So patrons don't have to worry if just everybody gets in, because I think it's good to have two. Honestly, I'm not going to be on it that often because the actual channel, this thing takes hours. It really does out of your day. I could sit here for 8 hours every day working on the channel, and that includes like research, looking at other videos, basically stealing ideas from good ideas from people, and or paying homage. Is that what we say now? Paying homage. Interacting with you guys on Twitter and Facebook, looking up news articles, getting the schedule ready. Every other day, I got to look at the TV releases to kind of see what's coming out because they're making changes to it every day. So yeah. What's everybody doing for Halloween? It's in the middle of the week. It's kind of a bummer. My kids, my Logan's too old to trick or treat. Or at least he says he is now. I'm too old for that, Dad. So he's gonna pass out candy. Halloween is my 15th wedding anniversary, but we're gonna do something where we can't really do anything. That whole leaving my job early kind of ruined. We were supposed to go to Vegas, but we canceled it, and which is fine. We'll just do something in our Sweet 16 next year. Boo-boo. Oh my God. I want to start doing comic book reviews too, but I'm going to do comic book reviews as they relate to are the shows we cover. So I'm going to be doing a boys review pretty soon and a happy review right around Christmas. What? Oh boy, I thought we already had. Hang on. Sorry. This is funny. I don't think it's meant to be. I want to skip the ad, please. Thank you very much. Here we go. Well, there'll probably be about 4 videos on this today, guys. Star Trek animated comedy series lands 2-season order at CBS All Access. I thought we already had a comedy series. Sorry. The Star Trek universe continues to grow. The streamer has given out an order for 2 seasons of a half-hour animated comedy series called Star Trek Lower Decks. Variety has learned, developed by Rick and Morty writer Mike McMahon. The series will focus on the support crew serving on one of Starfleet's least important ships. This will mark the first animated series from CBS. It will be produced by CBS Animation Studios, CBS Television Studios' new animation arm, along with Alex Kurtzman's Secret Hideout and Roddenberry Entertainment. Kurtzman and Heather Caden will executive produce, along with Roddenberry Entertainment's Rod Roddenberry and Trevor Roth, and veteran animation executive Katie Krentz. McMahon will also executive produce in addition to writing. Aaron Bayers, who brought McMahon to the project, will serve as co-executive producer. Mike won our hearts with his first sentence. Okay, that's a lot of good research there. I want to do a show about the people who put the yellow cartridge in the food replicator so bananas come out at the other end. Ha ha! Oh yeah, green light that for 2 series. Now it is Rick and Morty, so I mean that's not bad. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, there you go. There you go. I think that would work if we had a good Star Trek show. I think that would be fine. The bummer thing is it'll probably be more it'll be it'll be more Trek than Discovery probably. Which would be funny. That would be hilarious. I would laugh my arse off at that. So I wonder what people do if we had a better plot and stuck the canon, unlike STD. It will probably will. I mean, this guy is, if he's a Trekkie, and I believe it. I mean, you could tell Rick and Morty is created by true blue nerds. I have a feeling it will probably it'll be better received than Star Trek Discovery. That's my thoughts. I'm going to go to the Expanse Lives blog, see if there's anything new there. Whoops, I can't spell it. I can't spell it. There we go. Nothing new. Nothing new. I really hope they announce some casting soon. It's weird that they haven't, and they've kept that kind of secret. I wonder why. Here's one for you and Doomcock. Oh, the interstellar asteroid comet planet fragment is speeding up, and no one knows how. Yes, that is. That's one we're going to cover a lot because the scientific theory around it speeding up it holds no basis because there's no plume. So it can't be speeding up just by simply going around the sun. It was going fast enough as it was. The thing was hauling ass. So the first question is, why? How did it? What ejected it? Things just don't move in space. So a fragment has to come from something. All right. There's not just fragments floating around. Fragments come from something, and then they either get trapped in an orbit, right? So if they're trapped in an orbit, that orbit can decay, but it generally falls into the sun or planet or moon it's orbiting. It's not going to get slingshotted out. So something caused that thing to move. And as we know from watching The Expanse, unless you have thrusters, when you're moving through space, you're just moving through space at the same speed, and nothing's really going to slow you down because it's a vacuum. So, how did it go faster? Well, maybe because it went through our solar system, it got a ping on life, and it's going back to wherever, and the invasion is coming. Or they're coming to help us with the whole world peace thing. We can only hope it's the latter. But if you think about it, like, we send probes out. We send tons of probes out. So, are you done lurking? I'm going to be going in a few minutes, in about 10 more minutes. The proto molecule moved it. Did you see that it wasn't Jupiter, but it was Saturn had caught one of the pieces, one of the things around Saturn is interstellar as well. And there was a whole, it wasn't Saturn, it was Jupiter. It was not the planet that they used in The Expanse. And they did, and that news came out right around Expanse season 3. No, it wasn't Saturn, it was Jupiter. Now I can't find it. But right around the time of Expanse season 3, we mentioned it in the first recap that they had discovered that one of the things orbiting either Jupiter or Saturn was from interstellar space, and everybody's like, the proto-molecule, don't go there. The thing is huge, and it's fast, and it's shaped it's not shaped like an asteroid. It's a fragment of something. It's a shard, if it is that at all, or if it's a probe. It's certainly shaped like a probe. It's a bit of space stuff. Yes, it is. So, so we got a lot of news that's why I was kind of being light on the news, because we have actually a ton of stuff for Friday. And we should also look at what Susan's doing before we go. Guys, don't forget that Susan does a Goddesses of Gore show that's 3 p.m. Pacific time on Mead's channel. She is now the editor of this website, which is great. Oh my God, one of the things we're going to talk about is Hulu decided to start a deal with Starz, which would have really helped Ash versus Evil Dead if they had done that a year ago, or even 7 months ago, 8 months ago. And it's too bad they didn't. Freddie's coming back to the Goldbergs. LeBron James wants to bring back. Oh, look at this. What's this? Ash Williams meets Bubba Hotep in Ultimate Dream Team. Bruce Campbell may have. Yeah, this is cool. Bruce Campbell may have retired his portrayals of two cinema's most iconic characters, Ash Williams and Elvis, but now, thanks to Dynamite Entertainment and IDW Publishing, fans can possess the Ultimate Dream Team. Bruce Campbell has played various roles in his long storied career as actor, so he announced that this year that he was retiring for portraying two of the most iconic characters, Ash Williams and Elvis. Many of his fans saddened by the news. Cheer up, because Dynamite Entertainment and IDW Publishing have heard Campbell's fans, and they have announced the crossover to end all crossovers. That's right, Ash Williams is going to team up with Elvis. Yeah, baby. Now, this is a dream come true, and it really is. So now Bruce's admirers can have double the pleasure and double the fun. The Hollywood Reporter stated that the legendary meeting will take place in 2019, the brainchild of creator Scott Duvall and Vincenzo Federici. The comic series will see the two characters become involved in a series of universe spanning events that involve an Elvis jumpsuit with special time travel abilities, a trip to 70s Vegas, plus the reveal of an evil new Book of the Dead, the Necronomicon Hotep. Oh, dude, you need to make this into a movie. This needs to happen. Now, this sounds interesting. Interesting. Oh, Dynamite Entertainment has been publishing the Army of Darkness comics for over 14 years, according to Newsarama. IDW Publishing launched a 5-part series based on Joe Lansdale's Bubba Hotep prequel, Bubba Hotep and the Cosmic Bloodsuckers, in May of this year, which is actually pretty good. For those concerned about how the two men meet, looking at the log line, it seems fairly plausible since everybody knows time traveling has been huge in the Evil Dead franchise. Finding a new Book of the Dead isn't a stretch either, because the ancient Egyptians had a Book of the Dead. The Necronomicon has has, on the other hand, been created by H.P. Lovecraft and co-opted Sam Raimi for the Evil Dead franchise. For years, scholars have actually argued over which civilization came first, ancient Egypt or Sumer. Well, I'll tell you right now, they are both they are sub civilizations from the mother civilization, which we will just call Atlantis. Okay, there are different viewpoints. Suffice it to say, the fact that could be another comic book bound by human flesh isn't beyond belief. What does Bubba Hotep's creator Joe Lansdale think about the events? I don't know. We're gonna go. I hope there's not porn. Oh, there's a 1428 Elm shirt. Go buy it. I don't know I don't know what else after that. Susan can tell us about the rest. Oh, wait, now it's there. Look for the series to start February 19. It will be launched digitally and be made available at your local comic book stores, which you should go frequent. In the interest, oh my God, I'll have a store when this comes out. Yes. Physical copy of Amazing Matchup. I would encourage people to go to their favorite comics. We need to have a signing, don't you think, guys? We need to fucking have a. Oh man, I am fired up about this. All right, I think that's a good thing to end on, right? That's some good fucking news. Holy shit. Gary, as much as we want the movie and Bruce Campbell back both roles, he has been adamant about not reprising the role of the future. Yeah, actually, I'm okay with just a comic. I'm actually okay with just a comic. You can do more in a comic, and yeah, it's cool. I'm very happy with like season 8 of Buffy and stuff like that. Because I like comics. I don't think comics are not like your ultimate destination for entertainment. People kind of see movies and TV as your ultimate destination for entertainment. Nope, nope. I think whatever your source material is fine. So I am very satisfied with comics. Are you? You sure you want to be Atlantis and not Lemuria or ancient civilization? Oh, I've just used the name Atlantis for Lemuria or an ancient civilization. It's the mother civilization. Atlantis is simply just a town, just a city, and it's also a Greek thing, and the whole concept of the ancient civilization predates them. Now, Greek might be a sub civilization from the Greek civilization might be a lot older than people think it is too. I think there's a lot of evidence to that. There's a lot of evidence that something very bad happened not too long ago. Now they're finding a lot of evidence that there was an asteroid strike in the Indian Ocean that left a 12-mile crater 12,000 feet down that sent a tsunami that minimum height was 600 feet to Western Australia, Madagascar, and that's minimum height. So that is crazy. Yes, totally on board. And I'm going to try to do a signing and all that fun stuff. So, wow, that's great. That is great. Okay, so look for a video for me on Doctor Who. I think, I don't know, I might do a video on the cartoon Star Trek. But it'll probably be just a video of like how it'll be so much better than the Discovery. That's a big maybe. I don't know. Um, it's got to be big news for me to cover Star Trek, and I'm like way more into. I'm more fascinated with like how Doctor Who is performing and to see how it performs throughout the year, especially if it really is getting delayed a year. That's unbelievable and totally unfair. So we got Friday Night Tights coming up. And then Doctor Who in the morning, another Patreon hangout Sunday morning. Hopefully it's on Discord. And thinking of anything else coming out, any big events. None that I can think of right now, but we'll let you know. Things change all the time. We could get some big news today and I could live stream. So, but definitely the Wednesday Nooner is doing very well, like out the gate. So I am super excited about that. I'm very excited that like when it's a very dry television season, which it shouldn't be. We should be kicking ass on TV right now. There's just not enough, right? Or not enough good. That the live streams is carrying the channel. So I got to thank you guys for that. Always thank you guys for being awesome patrons, and I hope you have a great day. We're going to keep doing these and I will get better at them as they go on. I do my prepping in the gym. That's what I do for the Nooner too. There just wasn't a ton of stuff to talk about, but definitely thanks for hanging out with me. Stick with Doctor Who. You have a Patreon. You have the Patreon give you their feedback based on watching an episode of the Star Trek cartoon, whether you should or not cover it. Right, Chris? And that's what I'm going to do pretty much with every video is you guys will get a look at it first. So you'll give me your feedback before I put anything out. You guys will get a look for a couple hours. I mean, I don't know. That's why, I just didn't jump out with the other one. I was like, the response was kind of tepid. So, but yeah, so you guys get a first crack at all the videos. So it should be up. What is it? 11 o'clock my time. I'd say about 1 or 2. You guys will see it. Yeah. Thanks again, guys. Rollocat, Chris Persia, Morks, whoever else is out there. Whoever watches this later, I hope you have a great day. And watch for a video later. And may the small folks sing songs of greatness. Cheers.